More than 2,500 kilometers southeast of and between South Africa and Antarctica lies the Prince Edward Islands. It includes Marion Island. The islands have been declared special nature reserves under the South African Environmental Management Protected Areas Act. As custodians, South Africa is responsible for tens of thousands of birds breeding on these islands. Species include the king penguin and the wandering albatross, which are threatened. Now, avian influenza is feared to have reached the populations.
If there are higher than normal numbers of birds dying along with those symptoms, we're going to have to make a call because we can't just wait for the test results next year. We need to, a lot of the reason for the press release and publicity is actually to let other countries and partners who manage subantarctic islands in the subantarctic and in Antarctica, to let them know what we're seeing so they can also look out, so they can prepare, and we can monitor all these birds across their populations in the world.
A team travels to the islands every April and stays for a year. Symptoms, including seizures and being lethargic, have been observed. The genome sequence of the virus will only be determined next year when the current team returns with test samples. It's suspected the strain of virus is the same that made its way from the Americas, killing tens of thousands of birds and marine mammals. There is no cure, but it's important to know what virus it is.
We are unfortunately limited. We can't stop it. We can't do anything significant really, but we want to know what's happening to our birds, and we want to, in the long term, be able to quantify what effect this had and what the other effect the other threats are having. We need to know what's going on.
Since 2021, avian flu has wreaked havoc around the world, including South Africa. The Prince Edward Islands are home to half of the world's population of wandering albatross, which are already facing the impact of climate change.
So there are about 2,000 chicks on the island at the moment where the outbreak is. And what's really sad is that they're now about 9 months old. They're just about ready to leave. Their parents have been feeding them for the last 9 months since they hatched. And they are what is dying in greater numbers, and the numbers are going up. And that species in particular, the adults only breed when they're about 7 years old. They only have one chick every 2 years, and that chick takes them the whole year to raise. So it's a huge loss if we lose this year's chicks. It's not just this year's chicks, it has long-term consequences.
Monitoring continues on the Prince Edward Islands, and in the meantime, everything possible is done to prevent the further spread of the dreaded disease. Mariska Botha, SABC News, Cape Town.